Welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. It's Kriss and Dpalm here. And we're here. Once again, we're just doing one show today. We're reviewing Arrow, Season 5, Episode 15, Fighting Fire with Fire. When Vigilante attacks Oliver while he's acting as mayor, Diggle leads the team on a mission to stop Vigilante for good. All right, so I'm going to lead with this because I was watching this episode today in the middle of my freak out over YouTube, which, by the way, our YouTube channel's back now. Dpalm texted me. He was just like, yo, I know how you feel about this episode, so I feel confident with what I'm about to say right now. Yo, Arrow's back, guys.
CW King on top, baby.
Yo, I'm sorry. Like, I was talking about how, like, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. the best comic book show on TV right now. People keep bringing up Legion. Let Legion get a season under his belt, and 2 or 3, and then we'll talk. It's too young right now. Like, slow down, young man. Slow down. Whatever.
Maybe one day. It's important to dream. It's important to dream.
Right. Got to have those dreams. But I was, I'm. You know, it's one of those things that, outside of Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., people were like, oh, people default to Flash. I was talking about Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., somebody was like, well, I think the Flash is better. I'm like, not in the universe that I'm in. It's not. I love the Flash, but let's not get serious. And they've had. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed season 2. I think I enjoyed the first 2 seasons better than I'm enjoying the season right now. And that's with them giving me Wally West, getting me more speedsters, getting more out there. But I
think the pacing's been weird with kind of the broken up schedule.
Yeah, and I think they've been really weird. Legend of Tomorrow is hit or miss. I'm way better than the first season. Hit or miss.
Yeah.
Arrow though has been consistent. I'm sorry, but
they're back, man.
It's since the break, dude. Especially the last 3 weeks, there's no way you can tell me that any of the Flash episodes have been better than the last 3 Arrow episodes. None of any universe you've been in. I'm sorry. It's just
no way.
That's just not true. It's just not true. I'm not going to allow people to get away with saying that because it's just not true. This is exactly what you want. I mean, even down to look. I love the fact that we all thought we knew at least who Vigilante was and what was going on with that. And they took some of our comic knowledge and turned it on his head and said, no, you don't fucking know.
That was the most brilliant thing about it because this was one for me and you. Like, this is one for the people who read the comics, who know who Adrian Chase is, who are here just kind of, who were the ones who watch kind of smugly like, oh, you guys are going to really enjoy this one.
Right.
Like, we're those assholes. We're the guys, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but we're the guys who read the book.
Yeah. Yep. And
I'll be the first to admit it. We've been kind of smug. We've been very confident.
And you know what? In our defense, unlike those smug Game of Thrones assholes, I fucking love that they did this to me, yo.
I'm so happy.
I fucking love it.
Joy, not knowing what Adrian Chase being Prometheus. Let's do now. But the thing is, and you take another step back. Mm-hmm. And you realize that narratively it couldn't have been anyone else.
Yeah, no, it all comes together.
It makes the most. There's been no other character who the reveal would have any impact with us. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, who the fuck is Vigilante?
But so that's the thing that makes this reveal so good, right? And where other things have like this is up there with like the it's better than the Zoom reveal last year. Like, the Zoom reveal is like, oh, okay, you kind of...
Zoom fell a little flat.
Right. This one, you're like... I mean, even though all the signs were there, you're still like, but that's not Adrian Chase. And you're like, oh, here's the thing that gets me, though. What if Vigilante is Adrian Chase, too, though?
Didn't we see them together, though?
Dude, Earth 2 Adrian Chase.
Nigga, I hate you. That's a brilliant. I hadn't even considered that shit.
Because neither one of them has taken their mask off in front of each other, yo. Like I said, they probably won't go there. I'm not getting my hopes up. But I'm just like, at this point, they've gotten me back to not anything on the table now.
Where the Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
Anything. And you know what? I fucking love that. I love that feeling of not knowing, of being like, and it was done great. Like, once they fought, I was like, they're fighting. Oh, I was like, oh my God, Adrian Chase he's fucking Prometheus.
It never occurred to me.
And then we took the mask off, like they're gonna show him as Adrian Chase, and I'm not gonna lie, I grinned so fucking hard, man. I
caught on when I started to hear his voice when he grabbed the. I was like, no, no.
Oh man, it was so good.
It was brilliant.
So good. It's brilliant. So I don't know. Oh man, yeah. I was very, very happy with how they did it, and it adds even because again, the thing I love about this is you've now switched because we had Vigilante there, and we were all thinking he was Adrian Chase, stuff like that. But he didn't matter, right? We were just like, oh, well.
He's been in and out. He's been like it's been a very good red herring because I bought it.
Right. And like you said, to me, the reveal of, with all the stuff they were doing with Adrian Chase, with him getting Diggle out, with him forming this bond with Oliver, with him doing all this stuff, the more interesting reveal was going to be when the team found out that Vigilante was Adrian Chase. You're like, oh man, what's Diggle gonna do?
It's gonna hit them, man.
Right, and at the same time, you're still going in your back of your mind. Oh, and then there's Prometheus, and who we don't really give a fuck about because it's Prometheus.
Because they put us, what they did was they did a great job of us pointing us down a path. Like they're gonna hunt down this identification. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, okay, so we know Chase is Vigilante, and then okay, that's fine. Wait, what do you mean?
Right,
they're chasing Adrian Chase the whole time.
So now you have the great reveal with Adrian Chase being Prometheus. Now I'm still interested in knowing who the fuck is Vigilante. You know,
well, this is the first time I've cared. Because before I was like, oh, it's Adrian Chase.
So now,
I did not give a shit. Like it never in my mind to question it.
Right. And Prometheus mattered just because it's Prometheus and well he's fucking shit up. Now you've taken that away because now it's like, oh well, Prometheus still fucking shit up and we know who he is now. So he still definitely matters because you had all season building up this villain that you didn't even know was a villain. Now you have Vigilante, you're like, who the fuck is this asshole? Like, oh man, like I'm sorry guys, like Flash ain't had these kind of episodes lately, yo. We're still trying to figure out some shit with like, man, not even fucking close, man. Not even fucking close. No.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg of all the things that happened in this episode.
Yeah.
We got the T-spheres.
Nigga, how many times have we been talking about them T-spheres? As soon as I saw him work, I'm like, wait, is he? He's working on his balls.
And I'm glad they leaned into that joke.
And did they?
Some people will say it felt a little over the top. If they didn't make it over the top, it would have felt like, well, why aren't they mentioning it? You'd have left reviewers like us and recappers to make those jokes, and now we can't.
Right.
Because they did them all.
He literally has two balls. Like, it's the joke that has to be made, yo. It's just, and I love that the first person to make the joke was Renee, and even he caught him. It was like, that was going too far, wasn't it? I'm trying to be a better person. Again, Arrow has made it so that I care about these people now. So the Renee Curtis relationship, I give a fuck about that shit. And it's actually slowly developed into those two being actually a really good pairing on the show.
And let's be honest, I didn't just not care about Renee, I actively disliked Renee earlier.
Right.
It's a task for me to come around and say, you know what, I'm in on him as a character, and I care.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh man, I mean, that's great. Oh man. Where? I mean, we already started. Where do we go next? You know? Let's say with the T-spheres. Let's say with the T-spheres. Like, he's still working on them, but just the fact that we got him, man. Like,
yeah. Oh, we got him, and we got him using the field. And we even got like the advancement of his personal plot, which was a train we all saw coming, right?
Oh yeah, no. I was like, you're way too happy. He's going to file for a divorce from you.
All you know is he wants to talk.
Like the only thing that was missing from that scene was Curtis realizing that they were in the breakup restaurant. Like,
yeah, everyone else getting broken up.
Like that. That's the only thing. That's the only thing they need.
Is this where you? Why are we?
Why is everyone around here crying? Why is that one in the corner crying?
Don't ask so many questions. Right. Let me talk first.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
Yep. I mean, even down to the fact that he was rushing Oliver to get out of there because he had this date with Paul. Like, it's heartbreaking, man.
Because you're just like, oh no, it's the bunny running towards the bandsaw.
Right. And you're just, this is not going to end well, man. This is, and again, I love the advancement of the personal plot. And you know what I'm really interested in seeing next week? I'm seeing how how Renee deals with that. Because like they've developed a good friendship now, and remember Curtis is trying to help him get his daughter back. I'm wondering how Renee handles Curtis getting the sick, because he's the one he even told Curtis, like, yeah, man, I'm not sure.
Pump your brakes. He's holding to pump his brakes for you. Like,
yeah,
calm down.
Yeah, dude, I'm not sure that's how that's gonna go. You're being a little.
It's like, I'm cheering for you, but like, let's take a more cautious approach.
Right. So, you know, I'll be interested in seeing how that happens next week. So, yeah. I'll go to one thing I didn't like this episode, and this is not necessarily a negative of the actual episode. Like, I'm not going to list it as a negative. It's my own personal feeling. Man, Thea's right, man. Fuck that shit.
Oh my goodness, I knew it was going to be here. I was like, eventually it was going to come down to where I have to take sides against Thea. And as we pointed out last week, Thea's got a sword, man.
Look, I'm not saying that she was right, and yes, she might have gone too far.
Might.
I mean, I'm just saying it wasn't like she was.
I'm going to blackmail you with your suicided wife.
Like she said, it's politics.
Kriss.
Look, man, there's no.
That's a line. There's a line. Can we just agree there's a line?
Yeah, but is that the line? I mean,
I'm not saying it is or isn't. We agree there is a line.
Oh.
Can we agree that no matter where you stand, she has approached said line?
Yeah, but what good politician has never approached the line, though, sir?
But Oliver's not here to be a good politician.
Well,
he's here to save the city. He's a hero.
Well, you can't be a hero and be a politician at the same time, sir.
We'll find out once he has the I am Iron Man moment later on. Now, won't we?
No, I mean, all jokes aside, though, I did like the idea, because, like I said, we brought this up about Thea really becoming Moira, and while I'm seeing it as a way of them getting her off the show because just contract limitations. The way they handle this, I think the way they're handling this is better than they've handled it before, and other shows have handled certain characters not being there. Her basically saying, "Hey, look, this is her tying it basically to her bloodlust before basically saying it's for politics. I didn't do it, but like I can't be around this. I can't do this." Which honestly, anybody who follows politics, and I don't mean just the Trump era politics, just politics in general, man, it's a tough world, man. It'll eat you alive. So like, I kind of understand what she's gonna do. I kind of understand her saying, "Hey, I don't like what I've become, and if I stay here, I'm gonna keep being that person." Which I also understand.
Yeah, I enjoyed that moment because it gave her agency. Mm-hmm. Because before, even when she was doing the wrong thing, she kind of, like you said, she's leaning into it, kind of becoming her mother. Her to be able to step back and say, "I shouldn't do this," is a level of maturity for the show you don't usually see. Case in point, my fear about the Felicity storyline, that this thing with Helix, where you could do a lot of narrative growth there with her and have her kind of learn her own personal boundaries and create mistakes and solve them for herself. I'm more scared that this ends with Oliver having to save her again.
Yeah.
And Thea just proved that she could save herself. So hopefully maybe we get a chance for Felicity to prove the same thing.
Yeah, maybe we can. I think the difference and the reason why Thea can do that and Felicity's character's going to have a hard time doing that, they've made Felicity, we talked about this before, Felicity with the love interest, and they're still trying to struggle to find out what she is. Thea has kind of always had this room to grow, even outside of Oliver. Right. That Felicity never has, and maybe that's what, like I said, maybe that's what this is. Maybe this
is her moment where she does that. Yeah.
Right. Maybe this Helix moment is that, because even down to the conversation she had when Oliver went to her, it's like, "Hey, I need your help me fix this Susan Williams thing." She was like, "That's your girlfriend. Fix it." I was like, sorry, Felicity. No, you hacked her computer. You helped Thea do this. This is not about that's your girlfriend.
This is literally your fault.
This is literally, like you said, this is literally your fault. Like, this is something you need to fix because you messed it up. You can't throw your hands up in the air and go, "Well, I can't do that." Like, I thought that was kind of. I think that goes back to the awkwardness of them being former lovers, and that not really having a good resolution to begin with. And I feel what I'm fearing for Felicity is she doesn't pull a reverse Laurel. And by a reverse Laurel, I mean Laurel started off as being the love interest and then became more. And I think people were turned off by Laurel at first because of the love interest angle. But then she became, once they dropped that, she became a much stronger character.
Right.
I think
because she had to.
She had to be. I fear with Felicity because she didn't start off that way. She's going from being a stronger character to now she's going to be in a lower position where you're like, you're either just waiting for her to get back with Oliver or they're struggling to find a place for her. Because right now, you got to ask yourself, here's the thing. We were talking about this on The Flash about what characters die. I'll be honest. If there's any character that can die on Arrow right now, Felicity. What is her purpose?
Except they already killed her, right?
Yeah.
Or they paralyzed her.
They paralyzed her, but you can actually, I mean, at this point, you could literally kill her because you have another tech person in Curtis who actually goes into the field. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about Oliver and Susan Williams later on, but Oliver's moved on.
Clearly.
What do you need Felicity for?
There's a Spectre Black Canary in the room now.
Yeah, there's another Black Canary there. What do you need Felicity for? Yeah, hacking, but literally you have another, like, we forget, but Curtis can hack too. He's done this before. So like it's like outside of the hacking, her literally being the oracle of the team, what is she there for? Like at this point, everybody else kind of has jobs. What does she do? You know, like she, like even in this episode you had Dinah, you had her as the detail. Like she walked into the room and everybody's like, I'm not supposed to be in here, am I? It's like, yeah, generally the details outside the room. You know, like everybody else has a job. Like what is her job?
Right.
You know, and I say that because like we don't really know what Curtis does, we don't know what Renee does, and Diggle is just Diggle, but Felicity used to be the CEO of Palmer Tech. Like now she's like when she was CEO of Palmer Tech, she still had a storyline, she had something to do. Now you literally reduced her to that room, to honestly to that chair and wearing different dresses every week. Like that's it, and that's not the character. Like before, she was you at least had him working on the Oliver relationship. You had her hacking. You had her own little storylines there. So like you said, I think this Helix thing is hopefully their way of doing it, and I just hope that Oliver's not the one that has to save her from it. I hope that she can save herself. Because we all know this is going to be bad. We all know Helix is going to ask her to do something.
Getting involved in a handshake deal with a bunch of hackers usually ends poorly. All media ever has told me.
Yeah. Because Diggle gave another Daddy Diggle speech and basically told her, don't do this, don't be stupid. And she's going to do it anyway. Wait, she literally, you know what she did? She pulled out Oliver. I was like, wait. She was like, well, yeah, a friend told me not to do this, but then we also did something else, and I'm like, wait, you learned the wrong lesson.
Yo, I was like, oh, she's in. She told Thea about how much, because then she heard from Thea, and then ends up the whole thing's so convoluted.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. How did Thea learn the right lesson, but you didn't learn the right lesson? Like, are you serious right now? Like, did you? Like, she just did not learn anything, and she's like, all. And you know what would be great? What would be great is if. In the end, Felicity's doing all this, and she even says, like, because I felt like I didn't have a place anymore. Like, that would make sense to me. Because, again, she went from having a big role in doing all this stuff and literally running a billion-dollar company to now what is she doing? You know?
She's tech support.
She's back to being tech support. So I can see why she would. I wish they went that angle more than the convoluted explanation she gave about why she's all in with Helix now. So
yeah.
Let's see. What else we got here? So who are your theories on who Vigilante is? Because
there's only a couple people it could be. It could be the police chief.
I didn't think about that.
Well, if you want the reveal to land, particularly after the Adrian Chase one, it's got to be someone we spent time with this year.
And you know what? I was thinking about that. The police chief does like that'd be a good example because again we've seen subtle things with him the last couple of weeks with him kind of going like even at the hearing I was like this nigga knows.
Oh yeah, and he's like, oh, it's the exact same thing the Green Arrow said or the mayor said. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, man, we get it, you know.
And then this week he's like, you got to wonder why the mayor want to cover up what the vigilante did, what the Green Arrow did, makes you wonder. I'm just like, this nigga knows. So,
he's got to know.
Yeah, so it could be him. All right, who else you got?
That was my only one because think about it. What other male have we spent a lot of time with this season?
True.
Or you know what honestly could be? Here's the biggest impact. Just some guy inspired by Green Arrow and thought he'd lost his way. Mm-hmm. Just a Star City resident who's lived there for 5 years like, this motherfucker is crazy, but I can help or I can hurt or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Yeah. I'm really interested now in who Vigilante could be because now
it's become a serious question. Yeah. Before it felt like we were going to get to Prometheus when we got there, but no, the show was like, we don't like that path. Here's a U-turn for no good reason.
Well, here's the thing with the Vigilante too. It's like his gear is top notch. Remember what Felicity said? Mm-hmm. We got more on him this week when Felicity's like, yeah, he changes bullets every and gear every time we come across him. So it's not.
Well, I found a lot of different bullets in police lockup, couldn't you?
You could. He's somebody who's got to have some funding, you know, because like his gear is just off the charts. Like that's the only reason why I'm like I got a side eye the police chief because it's like the police ain't got this gear. So
that's true.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody who can do that, and I honestly at this point have no idea who could be at this now. So and wait, man, didn't we meet Adrian Chase's wife? We did, because when he got shot in the gun episode.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is good. I don't know where to go with this. I'm really excited to see what they do with it though, because
okay, I'm gonna throw one more out for Vigilante. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen Paul in a while.
That's a good. That.
I mean, he vanished and then Vigilante vanished for a while.
He comes back this episode.
Yeah.
After he saw Curtis in the field again.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude.
That's my other one. That's the only two I got.
Oh, see, I'm a fan of Paul being Vigilante now. Because, dude, that would be fucked up.
All right, before we get out of here, though, I do want to ask, how do you think it's going to play with Oliver essentially leading the manhunt for himself?
Poorly?
Okay, as long as we all agree on that one, it's going to end very poorly.
Oh, yeah. Look, man, looking ahead, I don't see a synopsis for it, but there's an episode coming ahead that's called Disbanded. You do the math, guys. You do the math.
Doesn't sound good.
You do the math on that one. There's one other thing I want to talk about. Hey, look, I know there was some. We had some questions about it. There were some emails about it too. Gotta say, I kind of liked how they handled the Susan Williams thing.
It was It was a happy moment that felt earned on Arrow, and you rarely get those.
Right.
A really earned, slow burn, happy ending.
Right. Because
it's not over, obviously.
Oh no, you're right. Especially with the way the episode ended. Like when he said "lay for devil" and put his hand on the door, I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well at all. But no, I think it's good because again, we had some questions about, there were some emails that were about, the trope with the what is it, the betraying female reporter and stuff like that. They didn't go that route because she apparently wasn't gonna, she kept the secret, and she's saying she's going to keep the secret here. Oliver had to earn that trust back. Oliver didn't throw her to the wolves and literally told the rest of the team, nope, hands off, leave her alone, fix what you did. and then you had that conversation with them, and I also like the fact that the doctor even told Oliver, it's like, hey, maybe you do need to, he's like, are you prescribing me a girlfriend? Maybe just
at least a friend, someone.
And I'm like,
not me, but someone.
And I'm like, one, I like to throw back to that being the doctor from that treated Laurel, and knew that Oliver was the Green Arrow. And two, I agree with her. I was like, I think that it would be nice, and this is why I'm kind of okay with the reset with not having Oliver and Felicity together. And I know people keep saying that's the end game. I kind of hope. I kind of be okay if it's not. Getting him somebody who's not in the team. You know?
Someone you can talk about who's a little bit removed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I know that's one of the things that is not easy because these shows always bring that person into the fold, but that would be okay here. So, not to mention you'd have both Oliver and Barry dating dating reporters. So there's that.
Well, I mean, look, it's the Superman model. Everyone's got they've got a thing.
Yeah, they got a thing. I also love the fact that this also, when you take it into consideration this week's Flash episode, they both dealt with, like we just had on the Flash, Barry being told, "Hey, don't kill," but Oliver kills, and Barry kind of being like, and everybody telling Barry is like, "Yeah, but he carries that weight." You watch this episode, and you're like, you have Oliver literally throwing himself under the bus in the way because of a death he caused. Several deaths he caused. Like, this entire season of Arrow has been because he killed that one guy in season 1. You know? So I like that it's a small way of showing these worlds connected because you had that theme in both shows. Barry going, well, Oliver kills, why can't I? And people going, oh, well, this is more complicated than that. And you're seeing here on Arrow this entire season, yeah, Barry, it's way more complicated than that. You go down that road, you know, you don't come back from it, and there's consequences of that, and having to deal with that. And that's what this entire episode was dealing with that in itself. So, yeah, man, Arrow's back. Look, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Arrow's back.
The champs for a reason.
I'm sorry. I think this season has been better than both Legend of Tomorrow. I haven't watched Supergirl, so I'm not caught up on Supergirl, so I can't say anything about Supergirl. So just going off of the original 3, oh, not even the original 3, Arrow, Flash, and Legend of Tomorrow. Arrow, man, it's been way more consistent.
I'm watching Supergirl. You can hear me on this week's Supergirl, actually, a recap. But, yeah, I think Arrow has really delivered this season, and I'm excited for how they're going to close out the season.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, anything else you got, man?
That's it for me.
All right, man. All right, folks, I thank you guys very much for listening. Again, you can find the rest of our recaps on Super Tuesday Recap on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, and we will read it on air. Email us. You can
also hear the show on YouTube now.
Yeah, we're back on YouTube now, so there's that. Oh, God, what a fucking mess. Get your shit together, YouTube. Get your shit together. You can email us at mtrailerreviews@movietrailerreviews.net. Again, sign up for MTR Premium account. We got a lot of new shows coming out. I'm really excited about this. I made some announcements already, but I know we have P-Funk and Koki are doing Molecules and Shit. That is our science podcast. A lot of fun. First episode will be coming out on this week, or maybe even this weekend. I'll try to get it up. And the Doctor's also running a Doctor Who retrospective, which is out. And we have another Docu-Drunks documentary coming out as well. So, again, and I haven't even gotten into the shit that we're doing. Spoiler alert, John and I are going to do a Hell No Cupid. I know we've been promising that. It's scheduled. It's actually happening. I just confirmed with him earlier. It's going to happen. So, yeah, a lot of stuff coming out on MTR Premium, guys. It doesn't even include our comic book clubs and the nostalgia reviews we got coming out. So, just stay tuned. And thank you guys very much for listening. Until next time, we're out of here. Peace.